Hello and welcome to the Scouting Rapport Podcast 2.0, a video series where we talk about prospects for the upcoming 2020 NBA Draft. Today we'll be discussing RJ Hampton. To start out, we'll give you some stats and information about RJ. His date of birth is February 7th of 2001, so he just turned 19. He's a guard, and this past season he played for the New Zealand Breakers for 15 games before becoming injured. It's a hip injury, and he spent the rest of the season rehabbing. He's actually come back to the States now to prepare for the draft. He's a 6'5" guard, he weighs 185 pounds, and he's got a 6'7" wingspan. As for his statistics, played about 20 minutes per game, took about 8 shots, making about 40% of them, took about 3 threes per game and made just under 30% of those. He took about 2 free throws per game and made 68%, pulled down 4 rebounds, dished out 2.5 assists, had about a steal per game, no blocks, and all culminating in 8.8 points per game. Now let's go ahead and get to some highlights. The game that the highlights come to you from today is a game from October 24th of 2019 against the Illawarra Hawks. In this game, he scored 8 points on 4 for 9 shooting. He took 3 threes and made none of them. He took 1 free throw and didn't make that. He grabbed 7 rebounds, dished out 3 assists, had 1 steal, and had 2 blocks, and also had 3 turnovers.
The crowd is going wild. It's Hampton. And the stars meet in the sky as Corey Webster finds the ball. Webster. 3-ball is good. Here's Hampton. Gets a clean look. Too strong. Hands from Corey. Here comes Abercrombie. Up ahead to Hampton. Pinpoint pass. Right low on the track. That is special. As he dropped down, and Jared Weeks is pushing it. Oh, RJ Hampton, can he get it to go? He can! Jared Weeks heard the call, dropped it off. Against Sydney, in fact, he didn't play on Sundays. Hampton sees a seam, out to Henry. 3rd, book it! Will we turn over? It's not going well for Illawarra. Upstairs to Scotty Thompson.
Oh my.
Oh, wow.
What was that?
Working on Hampton. Hampton does well. Stays vertical and gets the steal. Here's RJ Hampton. Striving hard, and LaMelo Ball just ripped his wrist. No whistle call. And somehow RJ Hampton had it and he threw it away.
Man.
Left it behind for Josh Boone. He left it short. Josh Boone firing it up to Majuk. Hobson checks his feet. Knocks it down. Webster to Abercrombie. Hampton sees it at 2. Over ball. Majuk with the push-off. That shovel pass, doesn't he? AJ Ogilvie, no love on the roll. LaMelo strips RJ Hampton. It's the highest score of any NBL team ever, 130 points in a 40-minute game. Hampton to the cup. High off the glass. Shoot.
Yeah, I think you're right about Ogilvie stealing points from his teammates there.
Glover, tough shot. RJ Hampton, stepping through left hand, gets the ball. I don't think he's got it well with his left hand, but it's still went in. Hampton for 3. Rebound Illawarra.
RJ Hampton making up for lost time now.
Ditch. Hampton with the rebound. Looking at his wings. Straight into the heart. And he's fouled. That drops. Went straight into the chest of Emmett Nah. He's fouled and he'll go to the line. The Sky Sport Breakers with RJ Hampton at the line. RJ Hampton. Eight points for him. Hampton. Hampton for 3. Glover with the board. Anderson. RJ with that rebound.
Man, he is athletic, just off the standstill, how he gets up over the rim.
For everything in this league is Matt Flynn.
Looks like RJ Hampton's going for a bucket.
Terry Lee, they want Lee to get a
bucket.
Terry Lee left it long. And that's us. This game is over. Mody Maoa is up off the bench. He's so pumped for RJ Hampton and the Sky Sport Breakers. They defeat Illawarra by 31. They win 103-72 at Spark Arena.
RJ Hampton was a highly touted prospect coming out of high school. Due to the injury and relatively modest production, he has seen his draft stock slip a little bit. I've seen him mocked as high as 9th and as low as 18th. Personally, I tend to agree with the higher rankings. With the skill set he already possesses, he has a reasonably high floor, and he's only 18. Offensively, he has a quick first step and is unafraid of contact around the rim. He has a solid handle and flashes some playmaking ability. New Zealand trusted him at 18 to bring the ball up and initiate the offense, which is encouraging to me. He also will fit well in the NBA because he loves to push the pace, both with passes ahead and using his speed to get up the floor. However, it's clear based on both his shooting percentages and the eye test that he hasn't put it all together yet. His shot doesn't look bad, but he shot just 30% from 3 in 15 games in the NBL, and his free throw percentage was nothing special either. His athleticism and playmaking IQ/ability should give him some type of offensive value regardless of if his shot develops. It's just a matter of if he becomes a nice role player or a valuable starter. His defense isn't awful, but it definitely needs some improvement. He gets bullied easily by larger players and he gets caught out of position at times. For some guys, being in the right place on defense just comes naturally. It seems like RJ has these moments where he kind of just buffers on defense and takes a minute to figure out what he's supposed to do. That being said, he gives effort on the defensive end, and his length and athleticism give him a reasonably high floor to work with on that end. At the very least, he'll rack up some steals and blocks early on as he learns to read the floor better as a defender. All in all, there's enough there to justify drafting him high, but the team that takes him has to prepare for a few years of development. The NBA comparison I made for him is Andrew Wiggins that actually cares.